What is up, guys? It is your boy Thunderstrike from Schlitzes, back again with a CWL war recap. This time it is week 10, Schlitzes versus Midwinters. Yeah, going towards the end of the regular season. So yeah, this is week 10 of 11. So it's very important matches here. So I'm glad Schlitzes was able to pull off the win. As you can see, 110 to 107, pretty low scoring war, but we did what we had to do, and yeah. Schlitzes, we did pretty well on 10v11. I think we were around 50%. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, great job to the 10v11 squad, especially Biscuit and Abatement, getting two 10v11 4 packs each, or no, not two each, but yeah, one each. So great job to you guys. And yeah, our talent 10s didn't do as well this war. We only had two 10v10s, but with Winters only having 0 10v10s, made it pretty insignificant that we only got 2. Dips weren't that great this war. We had 3 dip fails, but I think Midwinters had 4. 3 or 4, I don't quite remember, but yeah, doesn't matter really. Talent 9s, Midwinter's Talent 9s were really strong. I think about 67% hit rate, and we had like a 66% hit rate. So yeah, great job to Schlitzes 9s and Midwinter's 9 as well. Hat off to you. Want to shout out Grundy for his 18 pack. He had 3 accounts in, and he hit like 6 times in the first hour, and he tripled every time. So great job to you. Also great job to 3PL, and great job to Troublemaker for 6-packing. So with that out of the way, let's jump into number 6, one of our 2 10v10s on the top base. So that's actually pretty good. So General Dome, or Harry, as few people might know him, is coming in with a Queen Walk with 5 healers, and he's gonna be walking the Inferno. So as you can see, the Inferno is spaced apart just right for the Queen to snipe it from the outside. So I guess that is actually a flaw in the base building, but yeah, Harry exploiting this pretty well. Also, which is pretty ballsy here, that he only has 1 rage for the Queen Walk, and he had to use it at like the beginning. So it's actually pretty impressive. CC coming out, but the Queen is gonna snipe the Inferno just in time, because he did clear all the trash buildings like outside that compartment, so that the Queen can directly target that. So great job predicting the Queen Walk. And now the Queen doesn't have any point defense on her, and just can slowly take on this Hound. Is he gonna drop the poison here? I don't think. I think he used the poison for the Lalo, for air skeletons. So gonna be keeping out for that, looking out for that. Bowler funneling up top, just keeping the Queen near to the wall so that she can snipe the Queen. It's gonna happen right here. And using the ability, I don't think he needed the ability because she had the healer advantage, but just uses it anyway. Then here comes Lalo. Lots of Fluens, 2 Hounds only, but both the air defenses are bunched up, and he does have 4 hastes, a heal and a freeze, so use the first 2 here. King is just gonna tank for 2 archer towers and the loons behind it, so that was also pretty good because he didn't have any use for the Barbarian King. So freeze perfectly on the Inferno and the Tesla. Heal accordingly, just because there's so much splash defense here, just the wizard towers and everything. And does a very convincing triple here. Looking at it, he has at least 10 loons up, so great job to you, Harry. And he also has a cleanup loon, or a swag loon here. A little bit of swag. Very nicely done. Was our first 10v10 in the war. Next up is our second 10v10, number 18, which is Brock, aka Big Man, coming in with a Suicide Hero, Lalo, as we normally expect from him. He's coming in with the King and 2 Wizards to create the funnel. And the King is going to be tanking really nicely for the point defense. It's going to be wall breaking in, putting his Queen down, and the Queen is not going to grab an Inferno or anything, which is just creating a very nice pathing for his Lalo, so that they don't like have a weird split. But they're kind of going to have a weird split. You're going to see that, but Big Man just Lalos so well. So here, the Queen's going to step into the compartment, take out the Expo, take out 2 or maybe 3. No, I think she only grabs 2. Yeah, only grabs 2 air defense Archer Towers. I'm sorry. And now he's going to be sending in loons first. Hound. He's got 3 hounds for 3 air defenses, but they're all on the edge, so it doesn't need additional tanking. Big pack of loons, under heal, under rage, and he's actually going to freeze here too, so I don't know if he expected the loons to be going to the middle and then to the Inferno, but if he did, great plan. If he didn't, great adaptation, so that definitely is showcasing Big Man's Lalo skills. So then just has a ton of loons, still has 2 loons in the bag and a haste, which he's going to use right here. And no splash defense in the end makes it possible for only 1 haste to take out that much of the base. But it was mostly just cannons, and the Expo went down pretty quickly due to so many loons being up. So great job to Big Man. The second and last 10v10 of the war, actually. So not gonna lie, this wasn't a very interesting war to look at. But hey, CWL is CWL, and this actually secures us the playoff spot now that PWC is dropped out. So we will be having the division champion going into the playoffs. Our opponent is still hanging in the air. We don't know who it is going to be. It's going to be one of the wild cards, but I'm not sure if it's either the Lost or Suomi Cockcat. Depends. I don't know. Not sure yet, so it's to be determined. Moving on to the Tunnel 9s, we'll be looking at TumTum61 first, and he's actually not using the 7 healer attack like we usually see in the recaps, but he's using the Logo Bowl, and this is one of the attacks we kind of copied or learned from Dark Looters. We've seen them doing it a lot, so with great success, as always, Dark Looters. And yeah, we just picked up on it and trying to do the same thing. So as you can see, 4 golems, so he's able to create just a big ass funnel, and just has additional tanking in the core. As you can see, a full life golem is coming in here. Funnel is set, so there's no way boulders are gonna walk. He tried to lure there, but he placed the archers right next to the Tesla, so it was a bit of a derp move. So holding on to the rage, dropping it now, and the rest of the CC is coming out. Drops poison. Very nice attention here. And the golem down here is tanking, so he can send in the loons without them being targeted, so that's pretty nice. Everything left is just a few Teslas, which are unoccupied, so those he actually has to take out with the loons. And the rest of the defenses are actually all being tanked by this one golem, so just shows that the 4 golems are actually a good choice over bringing 6 more loons, just because they tank for like the entirety of the for the raid. So yeah, here's another one. Yeah, just great job to TumTum doing the Logo Bowl, or I think that's what people call it. Next up, we'll be looking at 22, one of Grundy's 6 attacks, and yeah, We all know by now that he only uses this one signature attack at Tunnel 9, the Grundinator attack, as he calls it, and it is very powerful, obviously, because he got six triples doing it, and they were also like not all the same base like this. I don't even know if that is like a type of base you would like put in one shelf that, oh yeah, this isn't this kind of base, but obviously isn't. And he's coming in, creating both sides of a funnel for his queen and for his KS, being a P.E.K.K.A, 2 healers on a P.E.K.K.A, 7 Valks, CC bowlers, and 5 wizards. That is the standard army composition. Also 3 baby dragons just to do some extended funneling, so that his troops don't run around the outside, which they actually mostly do, despite the baby dragons. We're going to see that too. And here we see a very nice freeze. Just, no, not a freeze, a heal. Stupid Thunderstrike. And the king is actually going to walk out, so it just affects the P.E.K.K.A. And P.E.K.K.A's going to die, just because nothing is backing him up. So yeah, a little bit of a failed heal. A little bit of a pre-swag heal. And the rest of the base is toast. As long as everything goes in and there's no like triple giant bomb taking out everything at the beginning. This attack wrecks, and Grundinator does it so well just because he does it all the time. And yeah, great job to you. We're gonna fast forward here just because he's got too many troops. Even if it were only king and queen, he does have enough healers just to make it through 2 cannons and an archer tower, so there's no way of him bamboozling the raid here. Moving on to the last 9v9 we're gonna look at is, oh, actually no, what is it? Where is it at? QWERTY. I wrote down 33, but that was QWERTY's number, so just realized. This is QWERTY on 36. It's going in with a rage, and I don't know how many that was. It was 5 Skelly spells. It's just taking out the entire core. It was 2 sweepers and 3 air defenses. So great job doing that. Pretty creative here. Putting down the baby dragon first, seeing if anything lures, but it is a hound. So good thing that the king is gonna beat on the town hall, so it doesn't like skip to the queen while his queen is beating the hound. So pretty good. It's got 2 baby dragons to funnel his heroes into the base. And you'll see the baby dragon's actually gonna take out the queen, which is very nice. Baby dragon also helps taking out a few pups. Drops 2 minions too, as he does have 10 minions. Just a boatload of loons, 30 loons, and just 1 air defense. So yeah, the baby dragon's gonna be taking out the queen here. Very nice, but the queen would have taken her out, so it wasn't necessary. Doesn't wait for the queen to do anything else. Probably just gonna save her up for a cleanup. And coming in from both sides, just a bunch of loons. 2 hastes at the beginning. And yeah, it's just too many loons. The defender does have like a little bit of Tesla farm on each side, but it doesn't really matter. He does have the base wrecked by a mile, as you can see. And he does have enough cleanup. His queen's still pretty much on full life. Pops the ability just to spawn the archers, but it wasn't close on time, so he didn't need it. I guess he used the queen ability for swag. And that was actually it. 6 Schlitzes versus Midwinters. CWL week 10. Excuse my closed off nose. I'm having a little bit of a cold, but yeah, that's weird because it's summer, I know. But yeah, excuse that. And I'll see you next time. I'm not sure if I can bring out any recaps during the week because it's final week for me. Finals week. Week 1. Week 1 of the finals coming up. And yeah, I hope I can get some coverage for an arranged war next weekend, because we had PWC on the schedule, but because they dropped out, we don't have a match once again. And yeah, I hope I can be there for the playoffs. Until then, Thunderstrike out.